This is a 15-year-old male with a fracture, 3 months old. They did a cannulated cancellous screw in this, and this is oblique, not parallel to the neck, and maybe this screw is outside the head. But the major reason why this fracture did not unite is because it is a vertical fracture. You see, if you draw a Powell's angle, it is about 90 degrees, so that the muscle force acting like this and the weight acting like this cause a shearing stress on this fracture, and these screws are unable to hold it. So what we would plan to do would be to remove these screws through a Smith-Peterson approach, freshen these fracture ends, put graft, pass a screw perpendicular to the fracture so that it causes compression, pass a pin which would prevent rotation, and do a subtrochanteric displacement or angulation osteotomy. Now what we are about to discuss with you is the mechanism of how both types of osteotomies work and why displacement osteotomy can cause long-term osteoarthritis. Start. So what do we do in this 15-year-old boy in which this fracture has failed to unite in 3 months of screw fixation because the muscle force acting like this and the weight bearing acting like this is causing a shearing stress here at the fracture site, and therefore these screws which have been fixed like this have failed, and there is upward migration of this trochanter. Now supposing we do a subtrochanteric osteotomy here and make the shaft like this, this line of weight bearing will now become this way. So this will be the new line of weight bearing, and the weight force would become this. So this is the muscle force and this is the weight force, and they will start compressing the fracture. So what does an angulation osteotomy do? Subtrochanteric angulation osteotomy. It converts the shearing force into a compression force. All right. So how much should you angulate? How much should you do a valgus osteotomy at the subtrochanteric level so that this 90 degree Powell angle becomes less than 30? Okay, so you measure the Powell's angle, see how much of valgus osteotomy you must do so that it becomes less than 30. So this is the effect of an angulation, subtrochanteric angulation osteotomy. Another type of osteotomy that is done is that this is the head, this is the neck, here is the fracture, here is the trochanter, and you do an osteotomy and you displace the osteotomy like this. Again there is a reduction of Powell's angle because this fragment has now become gone in valgus. Okay, so the first effect is reduction of Powell's angle. But the second effect is that the line of weight bearing has bypassed the fracture. So the second effect is that line of weight bearing has bypassed the fracture. The third effect is that there is this fragment, this intermediate fragment has become immobile. So this has become immobile, therefore it is more likely to unite. So the intermediate fragment is now immobile, so it is more likely to unite. The fourth is that the marrow here will cause osteogenesis in the fracture. So there is an automatic effect of bone grafting. Alright. So these are the four effects of a displacement osteotomy. This is called as displacement osteotomy. Angle here is about 100 degrees. Angle of osteotomy is about 100 degrees. Displacement is about 66% displacement can be done, and it can be fixed by what is called as a Wainwright plate and blade. There is a blade which goes into the trochanter, and there is a plate which is fixed by the screws here. So this is a displacement osteotomy. So you tell me whether you like to do this or this. You like to do a displacement osteotomy. Most will like, because there are four advantages. But the problem is this. That if you see the pelvis here and this is the spine, so the main weight is coming here, and these are the lower limbs. So when you displace this lower limb medially, now this lower limb will come here, correct? And this is the weight, and this limb is trying to lift off this weight by this length. So the loading on this will be equal to W into 1 upon L, that is a shorter length. Alright. So as the lever arm goes on decreasing, there is excessive loading on the displaced limb, and therefore later on displacement osteotomy can lead to osteoarthritis. Therefore you prefer angulation. Alright? This is it. You see, this is the fracture which with the horizontal line makes the angle of 55 degrees. So that the weight bearing on the head and the muscle force along the shaft of the femur are actually are parallel to the neck of femur, fracture neck of femur, and therefore they are producing a shearing force. This angle is called as a Powell's angle. Now what we do, we use the blade of the Tupman's plate to fix the fracture in the correct position. And then you see that this blade is in valgus of 30 degrees. So Powell's angle is 55 degrees and this is valgus is 30 degrees. And we do an osteotomy which is called as the VY osteotomy here. And so it is a closed wedge osteotomy on the lateral side and it will open on the medial side. So this shaft in relation to the trochanter will now become in 30 degrees of valgus. Now as that becomes in valgus, the Tupman plate fixes it in that position. Then the force along the shaft of the femur, the muscle force, and the weight bearing on the head will actually start compressing the fracture neck of femur because now the Powell's angle has been reduced from 55 degrees minus 30 to 25 degrees.